Hare Krishna, my name is Isvara. Today we'll talk about the 10 avatars or incarnations of Lord Vishnu. So there are 10 principal incarnations. The Lord actually has unlimited incarnations, but these are considered the 10 principles incarnation. So one of these, the first incarnation is Matsya, or a fish incarnation. So in the Bible we hear about the flood and Noah and the ark and like that. But in the Vedic scriptures, it is explained, Vedic scriptures was put into writing over 5,000 years ago. So we're actually speaking about something that is being done before the biblical history. So in this writing, it is explained that this fish incarnation came to rescue a great king and devotee of the Lord as Matsya. And in this way, there was a boat. The story was a similar story, a story of a boat, but the boat was tied to the fish, which is the Lord, as this Matsya, as a fish incarnation. And in this way, he was rescued this great king, Satyavrata, and all the pairs of animals until the flood was over, the flood of the world. So then we have the tortoise incarnation. The tortoise incarnation, Kurma. At this time, there was a negotiation between the demigods and the demons and the Lord. So they had to churn this a great mountain in the heavenly planet by the name of the Mandara mountain. So they had to have a place for this mountain to rest on. Just like in the old days when they're making dahi or yogurt, it's a churning process. So in the same way, this mountain, this tortoise, Kurma, was the resting place of this Mandara mountain, and the Vasuki snake became the rope. And in this way, the Asuras and the demigods, or the demons and the demigods, they were pulling and churning this mountain in order to get the Amrit. This Amrit, it says, to anyone who drink it will have immortal life. So in this way, this Kurma incarnation of the Lord was there for the churning. And then we have the Boar Incarnation, Varaha. Boar Incarnation, the Lord came as a boar because at that time the planet was completely submerged in the ocean of Garbhadak ocean. So the Lord came as a boar and rescued the earth by lifting it up out of this ocean. Then we have the incarnation of Nrsingadev. As Nrsingadev, the Lord appeared from a pillar because of his great devotee Prahlad Maharaj, who was being tormented by his father simply because he was a devotee. So the Nrsinga incarnation, the Lord is half lion and half man. So these are long stories to get into and to explain, but I'm just hinting under them. And then we have the Vimana Incarnation, dwarf. This incarnation took place in the heavenly planet because the managerial heads of the universe in the heavenly planets, they all lost their kingdoms, their planets, by one Asura, Bali. And he was ruling their planet. So the Lord took this Vimana incarnation to assist the demigods to regain their kingdom. So he didn't do it by fighting, he did it by a trick. He goes to Bali, who was very charitable to Brahmins at the time, and beg charity. So he asks Bali asks him, what do you want? So he says that I want 3 steps of land, enough land that I can make 3 steps. So Bali, being such a powerful controller and having all this in his possession, considered it to be very foolish for, first of all, a dwarf, as we know, is a very small person, and then only wanting 3 steps of land. But anyhow, Bali finally gave in and gave him, and in this way the Lord expanded himself beyond all the planets and beyond the universe with only 2 steps, and told Bali that, well, you give me 2, I have only made 2 steps, and you promised me 3 steps. So Bali Maharaj says, well, you can put your feet on my head as the 3rd step. So in this way, Bali fully surrendered to the Lord. And then we have the incarnation that is called Parshuram. Parshuram is explained that in the past ages that the Kshatriyas, they were not behaving properly. So the Lord, as Parshuram, declared war against these Kshatriyas on the same field that is called Kurukshetra, where the battle where Arjuna fight against his cousin, the Kauravas and the Pandavas, took place, where Krishna was there with Arjuna. So 21 times Parshuram defeated the Kshatriyas as a lone warrior. He fight with an axe. And his ability to fight with an axe was of such that it says when he is in full vigor, then he moves at the speed of the mind. He wields his axe at the speed of the mind. And when he's tired, then he moves at the speed of the wind. So he's so fast. And in this way, he killed all the Kshatriyas 21 times. And then we have the incarnation that is called Lord Ramachandra. The entire Ramayana is based on the pastime of Lord Ramachandra. So Lord Ramachandra killed Ravan. As many of us will know, he killed Ravan, the 10-headed demon, because this demon had kidnapped his wife, Sita Devi. And then there is the incarnation, this is Krishna. So Krishna came over 5,000 years ago, and he killed many demons, but mainly this Kamsa. And then we have Lord Buddha, one other incarnation of Vishnu, who came about 2,000 years ago. And in his event, then he came to establish, at that time, people following Vedic principles was misusing the Vedic scripture for the purpose of performing sacrifice, mainly to kill animals. So he came to distract them from that principle, and this way he rejected the Vedic scriptures in order to establish the principle of ahimsa, non-violence. And then we have the last incarnation that is called Kalki. Kalki is an incarnation of the Lord that will come in the future. And in this incarnation, at the end of this age of Kali, when people will be so disturbed and misguided, he will come and slay all the leaders. Riding on a white horse, he will slay all the leaders. So these are the 10 incarnations. So specifically, we like to mention that about this Krishna incarnation of Vishnu, it is mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Iti Chamsa Kalapumsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Sayam Indradi Vyakulam Lokam Midayanti Yoge Yoge. That is, translation, all the above mentioned incarnations are either plenary portions or portions of plenary portions of the Lord. But Lord Sri Krishna is the original personality of Godhead. All of them appear on planets whenever when there is a disturbance created by the atheists. The Lord incarnate to protect the theists. So specifically, this Krishna incarnation is Krishnastu Bhagavansayam. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of God. He is not an incarnation actually. He is, the Sanskrit word is avatar, and Krishna is known as Avatari. He is the source of all the incarnation. So this is the position of the 10 incarnations. Hare Krishna.